Hello, I'm Heng Tsai from Department of Finance. Now, I'm going to introduce you to Taiwan and Taipei, also providing some practical information. So, let's get started. To start with, let's talk about something about Taiwan. Taiwan is an island located at southeast of mainland China, with population about 23 million. Geographically, Taiwan is endowed with subtropical monsoon climate, which means that in summer and autumn every year, several typhoons hit the island, causing huge economic losses and other natural disasters. Moreover, earthquakes occur in Taiwan, so you may expect some earthquakes strike during your days here. The island is doing pretty well in technology industry. To name few famous companies, ASUS and HTC are companies producing smartphones, tablets, and computers. Also, we have TSMC, which is the largest semiconductor producers in the world. Taipei is the capital of Taiwan, laying on the north part of the island, with nearby cities and counties. Here we get Taipei Kilo Metropolitan. The metropolitan is the heart of Taiwan and where central government is. Also, it is one of the most convenient cities in the world. And here comes the useful part, the Mrt Transportation System. MRT stands for Mass Rapid Transit. The system makes anywhere in Taipei easy to reach for you. Note that NTU is at Gongguan Station and the transportation hub of Taipei. Taipei Main Station is on the intersection of Red Line and Blue Line. You can take not only Taiwan Railway, but also high-speed rail, intercity buses to other cities there. MRT to Taoyuan Airport starts there as well. Also practical information. Densely populated convenience stores make Taipei one of the most convenient cities in the world. There's Family Mart just in the building 2 of College of Management, and several just on the campus. You can buy literally everything at convenience stores. In addition to daily necessities, foods and beverages, you can purchase movie tickets, train tickets, and concert tickets there. Furthermore, you can pay your phone bill, top up your Easy card, or pay for your tickets. The good news is that most of the convenience stores open 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. When you're hungry just at midnight, you may go there and grab something to eat. However, convenience stores might not satisfy you if you want to buy plenty of groceries. Grocery stores serve ideally in this case. You can find a variety of goods and stationeries here, and the prices are relatively lower than those at convenience stores. We have one just across Building 2 of College of Management, and one on the campus, on the third floor of Xiaofu. If you would like to go shopping at supermarkets, we have some brands for you. The one I have to mention is PX Mart, since it is the most common seen supermarket brands in Taiwan. You can find all sorts of fresh foods and daily necessities there. Thank you for listening. Following up, my partner Elvis will provide more information to you.
Okay, now it's my turn. I'm going to introduce night market, which is a pretty famous spot in Taiwan to you. There are plenty of night markets in Taipei. And of course, if you have a chance to visit other counties in Taiwan, there are also many famous night markets. So, let's get started. The first part is about entertainment. There are many interesting mini games that you can enjoy in night markets, such as balloon darts and claw machine. The second part is food. There are countless delicious snacks in night markets, and these are several representative snacks you can find there. There are pig blood cake, stinky tofu. I think this one is really famous because of its unique smell, chicken fillets, and oyster omelette. It takes too much time to introduce each of them to you, but if you are willing to try something new, this will be good choices. The third part is handmade drink. In fact, you can not only find it in night markets, but almost everywhere in Taiwan. There is nothing better than enjoying a cup of cool handmade drink in a scorching summer day. And also, here we can customize our own handmade drink. We can decide sugar level, ice level, and whether adding some toppings in drink. Here are some famous night markets you can find along MRT station. Along Red Line, you can find Danshui Night Market, Shili Night Market, Ningxia Night Market, and Linjiangjian Night Market. Along the Green Line, you can find Raohe Night Market, Liaoning Night Market, Shida Night Market, and Gongguan Night Market. As you know, Gongguan Night Market is the nearest one from NTU. Just cross the Roosevelt Road and you can find it there. Okay, thank you. Next, I'm going to share you some practical information. Now I'm going to share you some practical information, which will be helpful for your life in NTU. Let's get started. Here are some regulations. Do not eat, drink, water is included, smoke or chew gum on the MRT, in the MRT stations, or on the bus. By the way, smoking is completely prohibited in NTU. When you get sick, you can see a doctor in the NTU Health Center. It's located near the main library. EasyCard. EasyCard is a kind of a contactless card used in transportation system, shopping, and many other scopes in life. By the way, your student ID card is an EasyCard. How to top up? There are top-up machines in every MRT station. By the way, the information center in each MRT station also provides this service. You can also top up in convenience stores. These are several popular telecom companies in Taiwan. You can find their chain stores on the street. If you have any problem about your smartphone, Wi-Fi, signal, something like that, you can go these places for help. U-Bike. U-Bike is a kind of shared bicycle. It's prevalent in many cities in Taiwan. How to use it is to rent a bike at A station and return it at B station. In the first time, you need to set an account before using. But don't worry, the requisites are quite simple. You only need an EZ card and a local phone number. After this process, you only need an EZ card to rent a U-Bike every time. Also, the fare is quite cheap. U-Bike 2.0 is similar to U-Bike, but they have different systems. Therefore, you can't stop a U-Bike at station for U-Bike 2.0, vice versa. The main difference between U-Bike and U-Bike 2.0 is color. By the way, U-Bike 2.0 is on the trial run, so it will be cheaper than U-Bike before April 15th. Thank you for your listening.
Hello everyone, my name is Modesta and I'm going to be talking about my exchange experience at NTU and also some tips on traveling around Taiwan and Southeast Asia. So here's the list of things I'm going to be talking about today. So I would like to start with a little bit about myself. So I'm an exchange student at the College of Management and I started my exchange in Taiwan in September of 2019. So I'm staying here for 2 full semesters. And during my first semester, I traveled a lot around Taiwan, and also during the winter break, I backpacked for over a month around Vietnam, Cambodia, and Singapore. So first of all, traveling in Taiwan. If you just arrived to Taiwan and maybe you don't really know yet where you want to go or what you want to see, I made this short list of destinations that, in my opinion, are must visit that are close to Taipei or even in Taipei itself. So transport for traveling in Taiwan. In my opinion, Taiwan has a great public transport system. There's regular trains available that are quite cheap, and you can also get a discount with a valid ISIC card. There's high-speed trains that are more expensive, but there's also multiple discounts available. And they're super fast. From Taipei to Kaohsiung, which is the most southern city in Taiwan, you can get in an hour and a half, which is very fast. There's also buses available that are cheap and, in my opinion, good for shorter distances. There's a variety of motorbikes and cars available for rent, so if you're traveling with a bigger group of people, you can rent a car, and sometimes it would be cheaper than taking a bus or a train. Also, it's very popular to do a cycling trip on the east coast of Taiwan. So you can affordably rent a bicycle for this kind of a trip. Accommodation in Taiwan. For so affordable a place to stay, I would recommend to look at the websites such as agoda.com and bookaway.com. Also, Airbnb is a great option, which is something I mostly use in Taiwan. Also, I would highly recommend buying a tent. You can get one for very cheap at Decathlon, because it's very popular in Taiwan to go camping with family and friends. So there's a lot of very affordable or even free campsites around the country. So, for example, in this picture, you can see a free campsite in Taroko National Park. There was restrooms and water provided. So it's a good way to save money when traveling. Here are some general tips for Taiwan. So first of all, I would highly recommend learning at least some basics of Chinese. It really makes a difference when traveling outside of Taipei, because most of the time it's quite hard to communicate in English with local people. And locals really appreciate foreigners knowing at least a little bit of their language. The second tip would be to enroll on the module International Companions for Learning, which is basically Skype calling with students from various schools around the country. During the semester, it gives you an opportunity to travel to those schools for free. So I think it's a great way to discover and visit some places around Taiwan that you probably wouldn't normally go to. And my last tip is to really make an effort to build some relationships with the local students, because this would allow you to fully experience the culture of Taiwan. So traveling Southeast Asia, I would say that basically everyone I met in the first semester at some point of their exchange have traveled to Southeast Asia for a weekend, for a week, or even more. So I would like to talk a little bit about this as well. So first of all, flights. Flights from Taipei or Taiwan in general are not that cheap. So if you want some cheaper or the cheapest available flights, I would recommend checking out Skyscanner. Probably most of you already know about this website, but in case you don't, make sure you have a look at that. Accommodation, again, agoda.com, in my opinion, is the best website to look for accommodation in Southeast Asia. For example, I would find some really good hostels in Vietnam for $2 a night that would have swimming pool. Looking for accommodation on the spot is also an option, but be ready to pay a little bit more in that case. Transport. So we have Uber in Taiwan, but in the majority of Southeast Asian countries, Grab is the alternative to it. It's very cheap to get the ride there, and in my opinion, is very reliable. A lot of people also rent motorbikes to reach more distant locations. But make sure that you have international driver's license and also sufficient health insurance, because it's definitely more dangerous driving in Southeast Asia. Some general tips on traveling Southeast Asia. First of all, is to pack some warm clothes, especially if you're traveling to more of the mountainous countries. And this was a mistake I made when I went to Vietnam, because during the night in some parts of the country it would be really freezing. So make sure you pack some warm clothes on your trip. The second tip is to keep your belongings safe. This might sound quite obvious, but Taiwan is a very safe country and you basically don't have to worry about your stuff here. But it's not the same in all countries around. So I met a lot of people who got their phones and wallets stolen, or even full backpacks. This last tip is to keep someone from the outside updated when and where exactly you're traveling. And this is really important, especially if you're traveling on your own. So thank you so much for listening, and I really hope that you found those tips useful for your future trips and time in Taiwan. And if you want to get in touch or you have any questions, I'm leaving my details in the slide.